Hello and welcome. Good morning. My name is Jess Goldoni and I'm sitting here with Megan Hale. Hello, Megan. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's a good day.
Good.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. What brings you here today?
So I'm the CEO and founder of DreamMoney. We are a strategic revenue planning platform for women entrepreneurs to really help them understand their numbers and map out their sustainable revenue plans and also learn how to manage their cash flow so they can sustainably scale their businesses.
And why did you think there was a need for this?
Well, when you get into the research, there is a huge gender earning gap in entrepreneurship. Only about 7% of women-owned businesses are earning $250K a year. And there's a lot of research that suggests that $250K milestone is really important for that entrepreneur to start to feel financially resourced. So obviously, with the statistics that low, we have a huge, huge problem. And also couple that with the reality that most small businesses are probably going to fail because of cash flow. So how can we close that critical learning gap that so many of us have as entrepreneurs so we can make smarter decisions and be wiser with our money?
Well, that's exciting. 7%, you said?
Yes.
That's a shocking statistic.
Yeah, only like 12 to 18% of women entrepreneurs are earning over $100,000, and that's revenue, not take-home pay. So as you can imagine, a lot of companies are working with really slim margins.
I can imagine. So what have you found has been the most rewarding thing of the education that you're doing?
I think a lot of times women come into business with a passion in their heart to help people and to use their gifts to make an impact in the world, but a lot of them don't come with the business knowledge. I certainly didn't. I started as a psychotherapist and moved into the online coaching space and realized very quickly that I knew people, but I didn't know business. And I was going to have to figure that piece out if I was going to be successful. And so nothing makes me happier than seeing women build financial confidence of really understanding their numbers from that CEO level. So they're understanding how money is moving in and out of their business. They're understanding sustainable price points. They're understanding sustainable sales goals so they can really start to drive marketing strategy.
Wow. So you're sitting there and you see this need. What made you launch this?
So the DreamMoney framework has been around since 2017. I created it for myself first to help me during a really challenging year of my personal life. But I realized very quickly when we started teaching it to hundreds of other entrepreneurs that there was a lot of spreadsheet aversion and a lot of math trauma that showed up for a lot of people. And I really got that. And so I knew back in 2020 when we had a big group of women come through it that if we could eliminate those hurdles for people, it would just make everything so much easier. And so I had the idea of developing custom software back in 2020, but I wouldn't actually start taking steps towards that goal until 2023. And we launched our MVP software in March of this year at the Dream Bigger Summit.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And the feedback already has just been unreal. People are so excited to have a platform that eliminates spreadsheets, it eliminates math, it's just giving you the data you need so you can make smarter decisions.
So is this like an app interface where it asks you questions about your business and you put that in?
It is a web-based platform right now, although eventually we will have a mobile accompaniment. Basically, you input all of your numbers, and then we calculate some very meaningful, profitable revenue goals for you that kind of acts as your North Star of where you're trying to get your business financially. Once those numbers are locked in, then we start moving into revenue planning. What's your revenue strategy for actually making these numbers real? And given my focus on sustainable business design, we're really educating women too around what is your most sustainable path there, because not all money is dream money. So we're really helping them think smarter and more strategic about their growth strategy.
Interesting. Now, you said something very interesting there. Explain to me, what is a sustainable business model, a dream money business model?
Yes, so DREAM is an acronym. It stands for money that's deliberate, reliable, easeful, abundant, and meaningful. So we don't just want to help women step into any type of money, but a very specific type. And each of those 5 key pillars are really woven through all of our features. A lot of the women that we're supporting are what I would call a solo entrepreneur, and so it's usually them wearing all the hats, or they have a very small fractional team. So when it comes to sustainable business design, we really have to think about how you're designing your business to earn money that's really honoring of your capacity and your time and your energy. Otherwise, you're going to run into burnout, and we're really trying to mitigate that for so many women.
I can imagine, myself included, entrepreneurs, and especially female entrepreneurs, we want all the things, and we think we can do all of the things. And so this seems like this helps structure it.
Yes.
for your students and
Yes.
and for the people that take your
Yeah,
course?
for the past 10 years, I've been a scaling strategist. So really like in the weeds, working with women entrepreneurs to restructure their business, to open up more internal capacity so they can make more money without having to work harder for that money. And so after just working with so many people, there's a lot of things and wisdom that we bring to the software to help women do the same thing in their own businesses.
Wow. So if you want a woman to walk away with one thing from what you're saying today, what would that be? What's the piece of advice that you would give a woman entrepreneur?
I think a lot of times women are sold the story that if they're not making the money that they want, that it's a them problem and that it's a money block of some kind. I'm a former psychotherapist, and so I believe in the power of mindset work, but I'm also here to tell you, you likely don't have a money block. There's a knowledge gap that we need to close. When we can close that knowledge gap, I can promise you it's going to have a positive impact for your business and also your cash flow.
So you're not only giving them the framework, the software, but you're also giving them the knowledge and the education and the tools to know where their holes are, basically.
And the community, because I think that money is done better when we're shouldering that education together.
Talk to me more about the community. You said that you do some sort of coaching after the fact once the numbers are locked in, but talk to me about this community that you're building.
Yes, so all of our users meet once a month to just talk about numbers, margins, price points, strategy, and it's such a helpful space for women to come and just talk about business, but also talk about the internal components of running a business too, because we all have a lot on our shoulders. And I think what I have found is that that community component is really like the glue that's helping you not only build accountability for financial habits, but you're also being bolstered by other visionary women who are willing to dream bigger and go after big things, which has a positive ripple effect on the things that you're pursuing too.
So what's been the most rewarding, soul-nourishing thing that has happened to you?
I think the thing that's been the most is seeing my clients earn more money in their businesses and how that's impacted their families and impacted their communities. I think the thing that we oftentimes don't realize is that money is such a powerful tool in our world to create positive change. And when you're making more money, you are more financially resourced to leverage those dollars in all kinds of different directions that are really aligned with your values and the world that you want to see. And the power that comes from that, the capability, the possibility that I see grow in women as they're using their dollars in that way is really unmatched, and I want to see more of it.
I agree completely. Do you find that as you start to talk about money more in this space, that it helps women, because we are notoriously afraid to talk about money, that it's not polite? Do you think they're more able to communicate, especially with other women, and having that sense of community and knowledge? And what do you think that impact has been?
So we led the first annual Dream Bigger Summit in March of this year, and we'll lead our second annual in March of 2026. And we talked about money a lot in a room of 100 women. And the feedback from that conference was life-changing for so many, because I don't think that there's a lot of spaces that we can go and talk about money in a way that is actually really open and encouraged versus it being something that we're not supposed to talk about and is taboo. So when women start talking about money, when they start talking about numbers, when they start talking about how much money they're making and what they're charging, it is a huge permission slip of women being like, oh my gosh, I can be charging that too. And that is why it's so important for us to be talking about money, or one of the biggest reasons we need to be talking about it more.
Absolutely. We all rise together.
Exactly. A rising tide lifts all boats.
Yes. So now what's next for you?
We are in the process of starting to optimize our calculator that we've already built, and we just hired a junior developer to our team, which is really exciting. And so we're getting ready to move into our next phase of development to push out more features for our users.
And what is a dream scenario for you at the end of this? You've dream worked, it's successful, it's fantastic. What does that look like?
We have a really ambitious vision here at DreamMoney to scale this to a $100 million company. We want to support 150,000 women-owned businesses in the US and Canada to make their dreams a reality with the tools that help them make it happen.
That's fantastic. What's one piece of advice that you would give to an entrepreneur that's thinking about starting, doesn't know what to do with money, is so overwhelmed, doesn't even know where to begin?
That's where I was. And the advice that I would give is that the sooner you have a financial foundation and financial knowledge in your business, the shorter your growth trajectory is going to be. It is one of the most important things. And one of the things that I say all the time, cash flow is like the air your business needs to breathe. And so really putting in the work of understanding what that looks like for you, understanding your numbers, and also facing all of the insecurities that come up for us when we feel like there's a huge knowledge gap. That's normal, and it's okay to start there, but you don't have to stay there.
I think that's fantastic.